It's wrestling news, and Bo and Uncle Peter are all up in their business.
What are you doing here?
He told me to!
Get back to work! Let's go!
Best death ever!
Wrestling News, Episode 43. Put down those dukes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another edition of Comic Book Man's Video Outhouse. Today, the TNA and independent news. And I'm, as always, your humble host, Uncle Peter, and joining me as he always does,
Bo, who's sweating like a pig.
sweating like an absolute pig. And we are where we always
But they're
are.
good eating, though.
Shut up. I'm trying to do this. We are where we always are. Alternate Reality Incorporated, right next to the corner of 111th and Kedzie, in the middle of that cultural desert known as the Mount Greenwood neighborhood of Chicago. Alternate Reality, where you can come and get all your new books 15% off because he doesn't care anymore.
You know, he's kind of like...
We have a symphony. Oh, no, we don't.
He's on fire.
Darn it.
Today's the TNA and MMA, TNA and independent wrestling. Sorry, MMA's somewhere else. And we're going to start off in the police blotter. And we're going to start off with the oft talked about in these things, Jeff Hardy. Jeff's not out of the legal jam yet, is he?
Well, when his trial actually started after a 4.5-month delay, there was a rumor that the three of the four drug cases he was charged with were basically dropped. The DA in Moore County, North Carolina, said that's not true. And this is basically indicative of the whole Jeff Hardy trial thing.
Right.
He's there for his trial.
Yes.
He's there for the first day.
Yes.
When it comes time to get to his case,
They run out of time. Ta-da!
So he will
Welcome
be
to the judicial system.
right. So he'll be coming back to court on July the 6th. Well, they'll try this again.
Glad to see the good people, the good prosecutors in North Carolina observing that constitutional right to a speedy trial.
You would have
thing.
assumed that since Jeff Hardy was actually known in the state, his
Yeah.
would have been the first case they
You'd
called.
think, but no. Anyway, at least he ain't the other guy who's in the tape. That would be the always intoxicated Scott Hall. God love him. He just can't seem to dry out. And well, we got a story about him that Bo's going to tell you about.
Scott Last Call Hall fired
Last
from
call
TNA.
Hall.
The announcement was made by Eric Bischoff for conduct unbecoming a TNA wrestler, involving him getting busted in the bar.
And they didn't fire him for that. What'd they fire him for?
Well, they fired him, and TNA owner Dixie Carter says that Scott is going to go to rehab. He's only been there like 7 or 8 times, but he's going one more time.
He ought to have the full room and board deal like they have in Vegas at the rehab centers.
Now, Scott would have been fine if he'd actually let TNA know he'd been arrested,
but
they
didn't.
found out the same way everyone else did.
Through listening to us.
Through listening to us and reading it in the newspaper.
Yeah, anyway.
Speaking of Scott Hall and his running buddy, Sean Waltman. Waltman is not allowed to wrestle for TNA anytime soon because he is suffering from hepatitis C, and they don't want him to get any of the wrestlers infected.
That's a great thing.
Now, I wonder where he got that disease. I don't know.
Who knows? But
Hey, how's China?
We do. You get all kinds of things from China. I think hepatitis C is far down on the list.
No, the other China.
But we do. That's who I'm talking about too. But we do wish both Scott Hall. We hope this time it takes. Redouble your efforts, buddy. You'll make it this time. And Sean, get well soon. We're out of the police blotter. We're moving on to the women of the TNA, and we're going to start off with Roxy. And why are we talking about her?
Roxy had a match at the last pay-per-view Slammiversary. The step to the match was the loser left TNA.
Right.
Roxy found out after the show was over with, and after she got her head cut open and was bleeding, that they really meant for her to follow that step, and so she got cut after wrestling.
After the pay-per-view.
During the pay-per-view.
Groovy!
Yeah.
Gee, how's that cut? Ooh, that looks bad. Hope you get it treated soon. And by the way, you're out the door. And she's not the only one out the door. There's another. I guess this one's a woman.
ODB is a woman.
We've seen her, but she's a sturdy one.
There was a rumor she was engaged. That rumor's not true, but she announced on her Twitter page, yes, ODB Twitters. I Twitter too, by the way, and ODB sends me messages all the time.
You're getting off track.
But she has left TNA. She wasn't happy about the way things were booked, and she decided to move on. Could she go back to where she started the WWE? Well, she's kind of a little on the chunky side to be wrestling as a diva in the WWE.
Three divas, maybe.
Although she'd be kind of
shouldn't
entertaining. Well, if Vicky Guerrero could wrestle, then I guess ODB has a spot in the company.
Anyway,
Special case.
Dixie Carter has some kind of announcement, and according to your notes, I have no idea what the hell it is.
Dixie was teasing on Twitter, yeah, another Twitter thing,
yes,
that at Slammiversary there's going to be this big, huge, massive announcement. And then when it got close to Slammiversary, she said, well, the big, huge, massive announcement isn't coming at Slammiversary, but there was an announcement. Now, the only thing that happened of any note at Slammiversary is that Tommy Dreamer showed up, and he's now part of the TNA
Will
roster.
not be the arrival
He's
of Tommy
not
Dreamer.
the big announcement. Now, there were a lot of rumors. One rumor was Paul Hale will be coming in and taking over as head booker. One rumor was they were going to go all 3D, but 3D cameras cost a buttload of money, so that's not going to happen. And then there was another rumor that Spike and TNA have come up with an agreement that they would cut down on the pay-per-views and do UFC Fight Night type specials. Now, so far, a week has passed in Slammiversary, and there's been no announcement from Dixie. So
who the hell knows?
When she says she has an announcement, I'm just going to pretend.
Great, we'll wait for her. And while we're waiting, we're going to go sit over there because we're done here. That wraps it up for TNA and Independent Wrestling News. Once again, your host, Uncle Peter, him.
Man watching the police blotter.
That's right. We're here at Alternate Reality Incorporated, where you can find out more about all this stuff. Go to our little stop on the Information Superhighway, where the little girl, she's about that tall. She's just like a charm on a charm bracelet. Sarah is going to tell you where that spot is.
marketreality.com.
Good sandwich.
She's wonderful. She does that so well. Anyway, come back, check us out, and until we meet again, see ya.
Marvel's rebooted the entire Avengers line, and to celebrate, the hero of the month this month is the Avengers. That's right, all of my Avengers trade paperbacks are 25% off this month. New, Mighty, Initiative, West Coast, Masterworks, soft covers, hard covers, East Coast, West Coast, Justice League. No, not Justice League. All of my Avengers trade paperbacks are 25% off all month long to celebrate, so don't you dare miss it. Stop down. They'll be from the first of the month to the last of the month, all month long.